This week on LoOG Center, we break down Week 3's winners and losers and look ahead to the first week of interleague play. Tom reports on some LoOG girls gone mild, and I turn the searing hot LoOG spotlight on rookie coach Kevin Kitchel. And stay on your toes, because LoOG Center is next.
Well, I was thinking since we don't have a really strong opener this week, we could do another cooking segment.
The last cooking segment was a horror show.
Welcome to Cooking for the Coach, where every week we're going to show you how to cook your coach's favorite meal. This week, Coach Andy Reid of the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get to it. As everybody knows, Andy's a big fan of breakfast, and there's nothing he likes more than Andy Reid style French toast. And Andy Reid style French toast, what does that mean, you ask? I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you how to put it together and cook it. So, here we go. First things first, you're going to need some flour. All right. Looking good. Little wake me up here. Coach loves a couple coffee beans in there. Any good NFL coach worth his salt will tell you. The toppings. Yeah, bread, French toast, we got all that. Got a little bit of coffee beans in there. Now we get to the thick of it. So, first things first. Pop open a little bit of honey barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, baby. Some red hot sauce. Frank's red hot sauce. Looking good. Where would breakfast be without the General Tso's Iron Chef Original? Andy Reid's a man after my own heart. Here we go. You might be asking yourself, Jeff, there's no way that Andy Reid can eat just this delicious looking French toast. And that's right, he won't. He's gonna eat 5 to 15 of these slices of French toast over a plate of bacon. Get this mixed up in here. Looking good still. I'm gonna add a touch of milk. Oh yeah, baby. Wish you could smell that. Throw in a little Hellmann's. Last but not least, gotta have some pickles. All right, mix those in there. Put that in there. Nice pickle on the top. And that's ready to cook up. 5 minutes in the pan. Oh, an eternity in the stomach. And that's how you make Andy Reid French toast. The Coach's Kitchen. We teach you every week how to make the coach's favorite.
Welcome back to LoOG Center. I am your commissioner, Thomas Offen.
And I am defending champion Jeff Ribbons, filling in for Joel Ryan, who's fighting Mechagodzilla. Good luck, Joel.
And that cooking segment was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
You disturbing, excited disturbing, or?
Disturbing, like I may not be able to sleep for the next 3 weeks because I might have nightmares of pickles in my breakfast. Andy Reid really doesn't eat that crap, does he?
Yeah, it's good. I cooked it up. We didn't have time to show it, but you missed out, man. It was delicious.
Yeah, you lost me at the coffee beans. Okay, here we go. And now it's time for
the Blitz. First on the slate, Chubby Funster taking on the F-Bombers. Unfortunately, Mr. Anderson was no help with only 11 points for the F-Bombers. All day, Adrian Peterson put up a big 33 points, and Chubby Funster puts one on the board, 112 to 88.
It's a notch in the win column, baby. Next matchup, Sterling Archer taking on Team Evil. And Team Evil prevails, 103 to 65. Joe Flacco turning things around, 22 points for him. but not enough, as Aaron Rodgers scores 25 points, Deshaun Jackson 23 points, and Team Evil prevails.
Next game on the docket, Sugar Hill Gang taking on Gothenburg Vikings. Didn't need to travel to Sweden for this one. It was a beatdown. Gothenburg Vikings, relying on Rivers and Chris Johnson, kept rolling. Sugar Hill Gang sent off to Valhalla 122-86.
Game 4 of Week 3, the Smithfield Slugs took on Prestige Worldwide, and the Slugs slugged them in the solar plexus. Slugs had 6 starters in double digits, Peyton Manning getting it done with 27 points, but Joseph Adai continues to kill fantasy teams across the nation with a paltry 3 fantasy points.
Game 5 this week saw Plain Nasty travel to the Lobster Dome, and it didn't end well for Plain Nasty. The double dip alert! Dip has gone bad, but it didn't matter. Lobster Dome and Thunderdome, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Yeah, Plain Nasty's a chick.
Whatever. Responsible Lobster 72, Plain Nasty 70.
Game 6 saw Team Jacob taking on Touchdown Jesus. And Team Jacob wins 82-51. Tony Romo 19 points, Brett Favre with 6. Don't know why I'm mentioning that. Move on.
Remember, Jacob, Jesus loves you, he's just not in love with you. Next game, number 7 on the docket, the Slobberknockers taking on the Stepdads. And Austin Collie was looking like Lassie out there with 31 points, saving Jay Cotta from the well of defeat, 81-71. And finally, our last game of the week was the game of the week. The Cockringos taking on Ray Finkel's boys proved to be a titanic showdown, which was won at the last minute by Ray Finkel. What do you think?
You know, the Cockringos with Drew Brees, everyone thought he was going to breeze into a victory. Not the case. Drew Brees contributing with 26 points, but it's not enough as Brandon Marshall and company take over. Ray Finkel's boys 104, Cockringos 91.
Must have been hard for Finkel to root for the Dolphins and Snowflake after the history they have, but glad to see he pulled through it. And hey, he's undefeated, baby. That's all that matters.
All that matters is the win. Taking a look at our Week 3 standings, Charles in charge, Gothenburg Vikings and Responsible Lobster sitting on top of the standings with Touchdown Jesus down in the basement.
Moving on to Saved by the Bell, Ray Finkel's boys in charge with a 3-0 record. At the bottom, Sterling Archer and the Slobberknockers at 0-3.
Last week we reported on a disturbing trend where all 3 women in the LoOG won for that week. This week, we're proud to announce that that trend has reversed itself. They're 0-3. Ow! Take a look at the graphic. Plain Nasty lost 72-70. F-Bombers lost 88-112. Sugar Hill Gang lost in a big, big way, 86-122. Jeff, your thoughts?
You know, Tom, I wouldn't get too upset about this. The league is really competitive, really deep league. So, I mean, week in to week out, anybody but me can win, and anybody can lose. You know, so I wouldn't worry about it. And to be honest and to be fair, you know, these girls have a lot going on outside of the LoOG, just like the rest of us. I mean, they've got babies to take care of, sandwiches to make, ironing and laundry to do. So there's some pretty important stuff that, you know, might take their mind away from managing their fantasy football team.
Okay. Thanks for that analysis.
No problem.
And now it's time for my favorite part of the show, In Depth with Jeff Fribbins. In this segment, Jeff probes deeply the issues concerning the League of Ordinary Gentlemen. In tonight's segment, Jeff takes an in-depth look at Kevin Kitchel, a rookie manager in this year's LoOG.
Many years ago, I believe it was 1978, Kevin was born in North Stonington.
Thank you for that in-depth biographical look at Kevin Kitchel.
You're welcome, Tom.
And now it's time for Week 4 picks. Both of us did pretty well last week.
I crushed you,
Well,
baby.
you didn't crush me because we picked every game exactly the same last week.
Yeah.
So if you take a look at the graphic here, we both went 5-3, and on the season I am 15-9, and you are a game behind with a 14-10 record. Not too shabby.
All right.
So let's take a look at game 1 here. It's Chubby Funster versus Big Red, Responsible Lobster, playing again at the Lobster Dome. Who you like?
Lobster Dome stays perfect. I'm going with Responsible Lobster.
Negatory. Chubby Funster gonna notch his second win.
Ooh. All right, next up, Slobberknockers taking on the Gothenburg Vikings. Who do you like?
Gothenburg Vikings, obviously. I don't think anyone's home in Slobberknockerville.
Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings as well.
Next up, your team, Sterling Archer, versus Team Jacob, coming off a big, big win. Between these two teams, you got one win combined. Who you like?
Yeah, we've scored the same exact amount of points, despite he having one more win than me. This is a real grudge match. There's been some smack talk that I don't appreciate. And I'm going to have to go with my heart here instead of my head. And I'm going to go with Sterling Archer for my first win of the season.
Very nice. I also like Sterling Archer. Team Jacob with lots of problems with buys this week. Lots of buys.
All right. Up next, Plain Nasty versus the F-Bombers. Who do you like?
Plain Nasty? I just do. Who you like?
You know what? I'm going with the F-Bombers.
Really?
Little, you know, in a rare LoOG cat fight. There's going to be, you know, at least we're assured of one female winning this week.
And one losing.
And one losing.
Next up, we got Prestige Worldwide taking on the Cock Ringos. Tough loss for Cock Ringos this week. Will they rebound?
Too much cock, too much Ringo. I like Cock Ringos.
I like Cock Ringos as well.
I knew as soon as I said that. I'm like, oh, he's going with it too. Let's just use that one.
Okay, let's keep going. You're introducing this one.
All right.
It's live TV, folks.
All right, next up, Sugar Hill Gang taking on the Stepdads. Who do you see coming out?
Sugar Hill Gang gonna rebound. Ladanian taking on the Bills defense. Ladanian reinvigorated. Who you like?
I couldn't disagree more.
Oh!
Stepdaddios, they're going to go to 3-1.
I don't think so. All right, next up, Touchdown Jesus looking at Team Evil. Ooh, a preview of Rivalry Week, the Soul Bowl. Who do you like?
This one's going to get ugly fast. Evil always wins because good is dumb.
Okay, Team Jesus, or Touchdown Jesus, Romo's got to bye this week and Campbell's on the bench. So he's got to get a quarterback within the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
I like Team Evil.
Ryan Fitzpatrick available.
And finally, our game of the week, Smithfield Slugs versus Ray Finkel's Boys. Who you got on this one?
You know, you'd think I've learned my lesson against picking against the Fink. But I haven't. I don't like the matchups for Finkel's Boys. And I see the Smithfield Slugs taking the win.
Ray Finkel's Boys, a lot of trouble at running back. No Sean Marino, injured. Donald Brown only had 1 point last week. They're not going to get it done. I like Smithfield Slugs by a large margin. Okay, so that's it. Week 3 is in the books. Week 4 coming up. As always, I am your commissioner, Thomas Offen.
And I am the defending champion, Jeff Rubens.
And I will see you next week.
I will.